Coach, obviously, after a tough loss, you can't change anything. All you could do is focus on the next couple days. How has your group responded, both yesterday and today, in your eyes, in doing the things they need to do to be prepared for a game tonight?
I think there has been a great response to it. Obviously you can't take it back, you can't go get the game back, but you can focus on this next moment. The level of focus, the level of intensity, the sense of urgency is there with these guys, and I think that as we step into tonight knowing how we can play better basketball against a very good basketball team as well.
Coming to the midpoint of this homestand, how important is this game to kind of turning things in the right direction with how important these games are probably going to be?
I think all of these games are important. 22 of them left. We've got to make sure we're locked in, we're focused, and again, how we start the game is going to be very important as well. But our ability to take care of home, we've talked about that from the beginning of the year, and we've got to just continue to improve on that. And that's what these guys know. They feel that. Our coaches are stressing that, and that it's going to be one game at a time, but knowing the importance of this game as well.
When it comes to the three-point shooting, how do you make sure that you guys don't lose your confidence?
Continue to put work in. I really think when it comes to anything that may not be going well, and in this instance it's shooting, you have to be able to trust your process, trust your work, trust what you know you've done, and then you just got to watch maybe some highlights of watching that basketball go through the hole and knowing that what you're capable of doing. And I think these guys continue to work. Not one guy has taken a day off from when it comes to being able to get their body of work, watching the film, studying it, just knowing how good you are and how teams are going to play you and register that.
Mac is available for you guys for the first time in maybe a couple of months, 3 months, I think. What does having him available for you guys do, and what's impressed you about the way he's played in the G League during that time?
Well, Mac is just a pro. I mean, the way he approaches the game, the way he approaches his work, the way he approaches everything, he's just a true professional. And I think it's just so important that, what he's done in the G is he's just being able to facilitate, being able to play make, being able to score when needed to, just again, being able to get teammates involved. All those things that he has been able to do down there, if he gets an opportunity, that it'll be the same thing we're asking of him up here.
How have you seen his game grow over the last 2 years while he's been with the Magic program?
I really think we talk about the facilitating piece, being able to get other guys involved, because he can score, and I think those are very great qualities of what he's able to do. Again, being a full facilitator, playmaker, getting other guys involved, knowing when it's your time and your number's called, you can go score, but you can also get other guys involved as well. And I think he's done a great job of that.
Coach, can you talk about the principles on defense of the scramble drill, both in transition and in the half court, of being aware of your man and also the ball?
Yeah, scramble drill and transition, when that ball goes up, you don't have your man, you have a man. And I think when you're sprinting back, you got to make sure you're talking and pointing. The first thing you do is you make sure that nobody's on the rim, so you're checking the rim and the basket first. You're turning and finding the ball next. Make sure you're declaring the ball so everybody knows where to go. And if that ball's on one side of the floor, you're loading to that basketball, making sure that it's covered. You want to force skip passes, and then that last man back, whether he fell down at the rim or it was a missed shot, that last man back is going to the weak side because we want them to skip it over there, and now we have it covered.
How's Cole doing?
Cole's doing better. He was able to go through shoot-around, but he's going to go through a shooting slot today to see exactly how well he can, if he can go.
What was Jalen able to do this one?
Jalen did not go through shoot-around today. He's going to go through a shoot-around slot tonight and just see what his body's capable of doing today.
Coach, how important is it to have guys speak up when adversity strikes? And number two, are you confident that you've got the guys that can take the initiative to do that?
We do. This group has been through a lot this year and last year, so their ability to know what's going on. Now, this is a different set of different part of adversity and the injuries, the timing, guys going in, guys going out. But our ability to stay together and connected has been great. Guys are communicating, different guys at different times, and this is not so much a group discussion. Sometimes it's just individual conversations, and that's what these guys are doing. They're having small talks with one another about how to keep ourselves going, to keep our energy up, to keep the focus, and this group is that's what it's looking forward to and continue to do.
Something a little different for you. The league put in a rule about flopping technical fouls for last season, and they heavily enforced, it seemed, at first, and it's kind of dropped off. Has that gone according to your expectation, I guess, or are there ways you'd like to see it enforced differently as a coach? Or
honestly, there's so many things that are happening within a game. You can see it happening at certain times, but you really just try to move on to the next play, and you don't want to harness the whole, sit there and focus in on a flop situation versus how do we get another stop, or how do we execute on the other end. I think those are more important pieces than me concentrating on the flopping.
Coach Oz has had his technical rescinded yesterday. I don't know if you saw that or not, but what do you make of those technical fouls?
That was big. That was a big play. That was a big play in that game. And so understanding that, you know, we're always not going to get it right, and Oz is one person that's not going to do anything that resembles that. You know, he's the most pure, clean-cut individual that's intense about the defense, and he wanted a guy to get our offensive rebound, and it had nothing to do with wanting to jeopardize the game or disrespect the game in any way. I can promise you that.
Coach, you've coached against Jimmy before, you know, a number of times. How has he changed them, and what's he bringing to their team?
I mean, he brings that level of toughness, the demeanor that they already have. You know, with Draymond, he adds to that playmaking ability, basketball IQ, getting to the free throw line, being able to finish around the rim, and just another guy that you have to respect in what he's capable of doing on any given night for you. And he's just a winner in so many ways, just trying to find ways to help his team win.
Coach, what's the balance been of learning from Cleveland the other night while also preparing for Golden State tonight?
Well, you're always learning. I don't think you're ever not learning in this business. You know, whether you win or you lose, you're learning every instance. So I think taking from the other night, you just understand they made 19 threes. Well, how did they get those threes? What was our focus? What was our intensity level? What was our sense of urgency, I think, and knowing that, and how do we walk into tonight, because you have another team that's able to knock down a ton of threes. So how do we learn from that situation? And it kind of built into the scouting report and the way in which we prepare for them. Thank you all, appreciate it.
Thank you. Mac, you're a guy who always, you know, believes in opportunity being at the right place. To get some time up here with the parent club, you know, how big is that for you, and how much do you relish that opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, I love being up here. I think just for me, just to bring good energy and compete, you know, kind of keep it kind of focused on that, you know, just worried about winning. And then, you know, obviously I'm grateful to be here.
Regardless of whether you play tonight, you are available for the first time since December. Just what do you hope if you get on the court to provide this team?
Yeah, just to provide energy. You know, first thing I am is a competitor. You know, it's different, you know, I haven't been up here the whole time, but I know one thing, I will compete, you know, and try to contribute to winning.
How challenging has that been, where you've been obviously playing a ton with Osceola, but you don't want to be in the NBA, you want to be up here? How challenging has that been mentally to continue playing down there?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm playing basketball. I'm on an NBA roster. I think gratefulness is always key for me. I'm really big on just like God's timing. When it's supposed to, it'll work out. I know who I am. But yeah, no, I'm trying to take myself out of it and just kind of put winning into it and try to contribute any way I can.
How would you assess your season so far with Osceola, as far as your kind of as your basketball development and as a player?
I think it's good. I think those guys have been so personal with me, you know, just helping me, you know, try to become the best player I can. And, you know, it's hard. Like, my heart is with Osceola. I want to win the championship down there. I want all that. And also when you get up here, like, you flip the switch and now this is your reality. So just trying to, you know, grasp that right now.
You spoke a lot about applying pressure in the G League, especially this year with your development as a point guard and just trying to make the most of every opportunity. Just how vindicating is an opportunity like this to be made available for that process?
Yeah, I think, you know, you can apply pressure, and I think when the opportunity's right, that's when things will happen. You know what I mean? No matter how much pressure you apply. But I think just, like I said, like, gratefulness is always key. I'm grateful to be here. I'm here to compete and, you know, do whatever it takes. You know what I mean? Whatever my job is, I'll do it.
How has Dylan Murphy helped you stay ready for a moment like this?
Yeah, Dylan's helped me, you know, grow my game in a lot of different ways. And, you know, he always kind of keeps me at peace. I'm kind of a high-strung guy, and he kind of always keeps me level and just, you know, reminds me a lot of things I can add to my game or, you know, make it more simple.
We've talked with Trevlin about yourself and your relationship with him. Just how has that relationship grown over time?
It's good, man. We kind of have hobbies. We like to, you know, play golf together. We just played yesterday. It's the best I've ever seen him play, so hopefully, you know, he can contribute that to his game. But, you know, it's great, man. It's awesome when you move to new places in the world and you can, you know, find a friend like that and bond with them.
You've obviously spent a lot of time with Osceola. Coming back to the Orlando Magic here, how easy has it been to integrate and kind of pick things up and feel like people are
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy just because the guys are good people. You know what I mean? They, you know, make me feel like I'm one of them. If I'm not here or I'm here, they're always, you know, showing that love and just good human beings. So I think, you know, learning the plays and stuff, that's one thing, but the people make you feel at home.
Has the shine off the dunk contest trophy worn off yet? I mean, you've obviously been gone for the season.
Yeah.
So what's been like since All-Star break?
Yeah, I mean, those next, week is kind of always pretty crazy and hectic, but I think, weirdly I almost kind of expected, things to happen, so I just kind of try to keep my emotions chill, and it's a really cool moment again this year.
Go ahead. In the hallway after that dunk contest, you got like all these NBA legends like dapping you up and whatnot. Like, how did that feel in that moment, and then how has it like sunk in yet in the time since then?
It's definitely surreal, man. Just the people that have showed love to me, as a little kid from a small town, Gay City. I mean, it's like you can't really understand it at the time, and I don't think it's really, sunk in for me, like really what this dunk contest has been. But I know I've had a ton of fun with it, and just have a lot of appreciation that I was able to be in it.
You were able to spark guys like Ja Morant, Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon, all talk about being in the dunk contest again. Obviously way far off, but would you have more inclination to do it again if you saw guys like that and dunking alongside them?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that would be awesome. That'd make me incredibly happy if those guys did it again. And I don't know. I think the biggest thing I can say is I'll never say never, but I'm not really sure right now.
Can you provide a scouting report on Trevor's golf game? Is he a short? What's his sand wedge game like? What's his
Handicap?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday somehow everything was going. I don't understand what it was, but he's usually his best is usually his drive, and I kind of rely on his putting mistakes really to help me out. But he was on cue yesterday, so he gave me a lot of trouble.
Thanks, Mac. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
The Joel Glass golf game over there.